Don't do that. Hey. Yo, Murphy's Law. Good morning. What's going on, everybody? We're going to get right on into it, keeping it real. Do you have a dragon? Let's talk to you about how to train it, because they got a lot of them in the house of the dragons, which debuted not too long ago. I think we're on episode 2 now. And this show completely enamors me in this world. We'll talk about it. But other things are going on as well. Let's talk about the fact that in addition to the House of the Dragon that was recently released and is given right now, we still got Acolyte is doing his thing. But also, man, come on, The Boys is on season 4. And this show does not play the radio. I'm telling you, like, they come on all cylinders. And I'm telling you, man, if they give it, they give it raw. But I ain't gonna lie, man, today, I just kind of want to chat, man. What's going on? It's been a minute. Excuse me. For those of y'all that missed the live broadcast the last week or so, man, we had some issues with the service that we used to put all the info out there. So our apologies. And yeah, man, we back though, and I'm here with the homies. I got the homie Nolly in the building. We got Steph in the house. And we even got a few more that's on the way, but you know, life and in a bit. Let's go ahead and get it kicked off. Tell them who it is, Yvette. You remember what it is.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.
Let me get all this 10P Wayne. All the niggas rapping about the same old thing. I've been coming through with the same old gang. Ain't shit changed except 9 got a name. Got it out the mud, but we got no stains. Cold ass pistol with a gold ass chain. The girl call me daddy, not my government name. Money on my mind, got them bands on my brain. Let me tell y'all about a nigga I know. That nigga stay clean, so he always got hoes. Light skinny bitches like.
All right, check it out, man. First of all, shout out to everybody in the comments. Yos, what's up, MC Skins? I see you. We gonna shout you out as we see you, as long as you don't say nothing stupid. Yeah, man. So appreciate you being here. Shout out to the one and only Yazzie Strickland, who just pulled up in that bed. What's going on, Mrs. Strickland?
Hey guys.
I know Yaz like, damn, can I pull up? You're like, I just popped on the screen, they're gonna put me straight to the layout. All right, well, listen. You know what? I've been practicing a few different layout types. Let me see if these things work. Oh, I'm in the middle. Hey, Moni in the middle. Where you at? In the middle. Hey, Moni. All right, anyway. So here's what's going on, y'all. Straight up, we got the Acolyte. It's doing things, and we'll talk about this, obviously. We got The Boys. It's crazy. I mean, ass-eating boy grooming into crazy superhero type shenanigans afoot. Black superheroes with too much brain. Oh my goodness, it's crazy. House of the Dragon continues, man. We talking about death after death of family member that's marrying each other, all of that. But in all honesty, man, I had a week, bruh. And I was wondering if I could talk to my homies about it real quick, man. And some of it's relating to nerd stuff, some of it ain't. I'm just stressed. I'm wondering if y'all, man, have to. And you know what? Let me break the mold real quick for a second. You know, did you see how I just kind of giggled and I'm like, stressed? Nah, bruh. I'm stressed as fuck, bruh. You know what I'm saying? And I think we talked about this a little bit before we came on. Me and Steph were discussing, you know, the aspects of being performers, right? Once you enter that performance realm, like you kind of learn how to put on that performance face, put on your stage mask as you go through life to an extent, right? But you still that same person underneath, bruh. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been having some trouble coping a little bit. I just feel like I'm overwhelmed. I want to do nothing. I want to wake up and not do a damn thing. Like, that's literally my dream. My dream used to be travel, family, kid. Now it's like, I just want to wake up and be in that same spot when I go to sleep that night, having not moved an inch. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my goal. And every day that doesn't happen, I get pissed off. You know, and I start to think, am I lifing right? Right? Am I lifing right? Because if that's what I want, but I keep on setting up more things for me to do, like cruise ships, comedy shows, vacations, podcasts. Am I doing this right? You know what I'm saying? And so I'm confused in my head because I'm like, well, you want to tour, but you don't want to leave the house. Yes. How do you work with that? Like, is this just a rut that I just need to get through? Does this happen to everybody? Is it just me? Am I tripping? I was just, usually nothing makes me more happy than pulling up to talk to everybody on Saturday. But with all the shit going on, it's another thing to do now instead of me just being able to chill. And I wonder if if maybe we just need a quick small break. Maybe this vacation that I'm gonna be on for the next couple of weeks is gonna help. But just talk to me, man. Like I'm in a headspace that's kind of weird, you know what I mean? And I just want to holler at my homies about it, you know what I mean? So I'm not even gonna pose a question to nobody. I've said what I said. Any input is valuable. Forgive me, I know I don't usually do this, but I gotta spark up right now.
Yeah, you want to go ahead?
You go ahead, Steph. You started.
Okay, it's like double Dutch. Who's going in? Super relatable. Sounds like classic burnout. You need a break. This happens to me often. I describe myself as the first laws of physics: an object in motion stays in motion, an object at rest stays at rest. I go through long periods where I don't want to do anything at all, but I know that if I schedule myself, I will show up for the thing. So I get things done by committing to doing them, and then I show up and then I have a good time and I'm glad I did them. But there are long periods where I don't want to do anything. I don't want to leave my house. I don't want to get out of my bed. I don't want to do the show. I don't want to do the improv. I don't want to teach the workshop. And then again, I enjoy it when I do it, but I'm not sitting at home like I can't wait. I'm sitting at home like I hope no one calls me. I hope no one texts me.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to see another human person right now. I think it's just overachiever problems and not knowing when to give yourself a break. Like I really struggle with not knowing when to rest. I don't find it necessary. Like I know it's necessary, but in my brain it feels like laziness if I ever stop.
Yes.
So I don't rest.
Yes.
I'm like a sim. I don't rest until my bar is 0 and I just drop to the floor and I'm like, well, can't do shit now. I don't watch it getting low and sit down like, let me recharge it. I'm just like, oh, now I can't function anymore. And I think part of what has helped me is that I work with a coach and I just started going back to therapy. And I think having third-party mental health professionals who can look at your life and be like, actually, your homework is to sit your ass down for an hour today, has been really helpful for me.
Word. Yes, were you saying something too?
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Vince. I feel like a lot of people are in that spot, including myself right now. I feel like, like kind of like you're in a rut. You know what I'm saying? You're not sure to go forward, to go back. You know what I'm saying? At rest. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, what's the next step? You know what I'm saying? Do I have even the strength to push to the next step? You know what I mean? So I feel like life in general, I feel like, I don't know, COVID had a lot to do with this too, because we became more homebodied. You know what I'm saying? So like, and I've realized that a lot, like myself, like I always was out of the house, like before COVID, you know what I'm saying? Doing anything, everything, whatever, you know what I mean? But now I'm finding so much solace just being in my house by myself. And I know that is unhealthy mentally. And you know what I'm saying? For my emotional state, because like, when you're by yourself, you know what I'm saying, your thoughts start to stir, and you know what I'm saying, and like, your emotional insecurities start to come out, and you start to feel like you're inferior when in fact, that is not the actual truth. So I definitely feel like a lot of adults we're all in the same kind of category right now, and it's not because of what ourselves have, I guess you could say, like, done for, it's not on purpose, you know what I mean? It's just because of circumstantial. So I feel like life technically has put us all in this weird box where solitary is becoming a comfortable thing. And for some, it's weird because we're not used to being by ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're Sagittarius, Vince, you and I, you know what I'm saying? So we thrive on being around people, exciting people, making people happy. But like, when that is not a get for us anymore, like where, you know what I'm saying? Like, where do we get that? You know what I'm saying? And I understand exactly how you feel, because like everyone around my office has been like, Yaz, how your demeanor has changed lately. And I'm like, I just mentally feel like I have so much compiling, and I like, I'm trying to unbrick them, but I just feel like they're like Legos, they're stacking, you know, and I can't unstack, you know what I'm saying? And like, are we gonna Jenga and it's all just gonna fall apart in one piece, you know? And it's that I feel like that unsettledness is like, that's the biggest problem with solitary is right now, is because, you know, like you said, Steph, like mental health, we're still trying to figure out if that's going to be good, because a lot of people, friends, family included, like once you hear them, oh, I went to therapy, I got put on medication, I don't want to be put on medication, you know what I'm saying? And that's another thing too. It's like it's a telltale with like, do I seek mental help? What are going to be the, you know what I'm saying, precautions of it? Are they going to put me on medication? You know, and it's sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not, you know. And like, for example, I've seen lately the other side of it, not like my really good, reliable coworker. He's been going through a lot. He just found out he has cancer. His sister's dying of cancer. Like, just a lot of things are going on in his life, like physically, mentally, emotionally. They put him, he went to, we were talking about it. I was like, you know, I'm thinking about it too. He went, the doctor put on medication. He became a different person. He crashed his husband's car into a fucking goddamn, you know, those Tesla charger. He crashed one on the drugs because he was like so just out of it, you know what I'm saying? And for months he was out of it, and like it's supposed to cycle after a couple months. No, he had to like change his whole entire job and everything because he became unfocused and unjust himself because of it, you know what I'm saying? And that is another scare and fear as well too. So it's like, do I do this? Do I not? You know what I'm saying? What are the precautions of the actions that I'm going to be taking? And it's just, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not good, and it's like, it's scary, you know what I'm saying? Do you leap, or do you stay in the same boat and just keep trekking along thinking everything is going to be okay? So I know, right. I feel like these little outings we have with each other where we express, you know, our mental state and we talk about it and, you know, kind of get it out, it kind of helps not only ourselves but other people in the same kind of boat, you know what I'm saying? Like, we can all be in the same boat together and not sink, you know what I mean? So right. We just got to keep coasting along, and I think we'll all just eventually figure it out, you know?
Yeah, well, for me, yes, it's like when I get into these spaces, I go into extreme escapism. Like, I start practicing extreme, like I completely immerse myself into a video game. You know what I'm saying? I completely submerge myself into a new anime series, and I don't want to come up until I've seen all 10,000 episodes of One Piece. You know what I'm saying? Like, I completely, like, I hide myself in my cave. You know what I'm saying? And I don't do it intentionally. You know what I'm saying? I don't realize it's what's happening until somebody asks me to come out this bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm in here right now, just for the record. But just in case y'all know, my man cave, I built a studio, a video game session. Ty's been there. I done whooped Ty's ass in a couple video games. In the let me stop. I mean, coming soon. But yeah, man. So like, the problem is like, what do I do with this shit? Like, I don't know whether to scale back, to power through, to dial down, to stand back, to stand by. I don't know what the fuck to do, honestly. So in that period where I'm figuring out, like, how do I work with this, I basically find myself self-medicating and burying myself in things that I love. Right now, all right, I hate to, you know, all right, I'm gonna come out the closet on this. I'm sorry, New Blurred Order, but I'm a baseball. I love baseball. I always have. It's no secret. I'm a huge Cardinals fan. We rallying right now. Yankees, for some reason, they lost like 6 games in a row. They lost to the Mets. They lost to the Mets.
Let's not talk about it. We're going through emotions.
Sorry.
Please. Okay.
Sorry.
Thank you.
That's why I never bring it up, because I don't want to feel like a traitor on here. They like, you know, I did a whole skit on how I already do sports. But the fact of the matter is, it's like, I feel like perhaps there's in my head, there's like, it's like loading. Allow me to fully load this little process of time that I need to kind of just get this out. And every time I'm interrupted in that process, it goes back down towards like a lower percentage. You know what I'm saying? So like I'm in the cave, like trying to get in these man hours, and then somebody's like, I need to go to volleyball practice, or oh wait, can you come and do this show? Or hey, we need you for this cruise. Or hey, don't forget, we've got the show this Saturday. Or hey, there's a con coming up. And you're like, I love all these things. You know what I'm saying? But what the fuck? All right, sorry. All right, rant done, man. Any Nolly, I know you juggle a lot of stuff too, man, Nolly, and you do it so well, and you do it seamlessly. Like, I mean, come on, don't give us that look, Nolly. Like you got kids behind you right now. We'll be in the middle of the show, and you'll be holding up a kid, cooking for the husband, and answering about what book you read. You know, like come on, Nolly, how do you do it? A lot of edibles.
Honestly, and coming from in my position, it's hard because not only do I have to deal with all of the life stuff, right? I'm also autistic. So the world is not built for people like me. And so I'm also having to adjust to pretend to be normal to fit in with everyone else and adjust to do, like, even though if things are overstimulating for me or like I don't understand or like I find that people talk to me and they talk in a roundabout way and I'm like, why can't anyone just be straightforward and just speak to me, give it to me ABC 1 2 3 so that I understand what you're trying to tell me all the time. And then I work a stressful job because I'm in human resources, so that's like a whole nother thing. Both of my children are disabled. I'm also bipolar, and so I have like so much to juggle and I go through so many emotions. And Steph will tell you, like, I will text her at 3 o'clock in the morning when I've had like a cry session and I'm like, my life sucks. Like I'll just tell her all these things. It's just, I don't know how I do it. And I also feel like I'm at the point right now where I've been juggling for so long, like a mime at the circus, and I just like have the face plastered, like, yeah, I got this, I'm okay, I got this, I can do this. And like another, like, I'm in the middle of doing my fucking masters on top of everything else.
Yep.
And I've set this
Oh my God.
unreasonable bar for me that I have to maintain a 4.0 while I'm doing this. And I don't know how I've done it so far, but that's like the only good thing that's going on right now. And it's like, and now I'm like, I have this pressure where I have to maintain that too on top of everything else. And it's like, I'm at the point where I'm so burnt out that I'm just on autopilot, because if I don't and I stop, I feel like everything will catch up to me and I'll just like self-implode or something like that. Like, it's just not great. It's not great.
Well, you listen, if what you putting on is some sort of front, nobody can tell because you always delightful with it. And if this causes you any stress, let me know. You know what I'm saying? So well done, Nolly. But I hope that gets better, man. That sounds
been some
tough
time.
to do.
And then, like, on top of everything, I feel like everything, obviously, in this fucking economy with inflation, everything requires money. And unfortunately, things keep coming up that need money. And I'm like, y'all are bleeding me. I don't know what more I could give. Can I pay in, like, hair on my body at this point? Because, like, bleeding me up. My car broke down. And like broke down, like it was smoking, broke down.
Oh.
And I was like, well, can't afford to fix you.
Why do you let me know? I got a home mechanic.
I was like, well, my ex-father-in-law was in town and he's a mechanic. And so after lots of YouTube video watching and Reddit forum dip diving, we figured out what was wrong with my car, bought the parts, and it took us like 8 hours, but we fixed it.
Okay.
Which honestly would have cost me way less because the mechanics were quoting me like $2,000 or something like that. And I was like,
yeah, trust me.
I think I spent like $300 total.
I have the best home mechanic.
Huh?
Go ahead. Yes.
Yeah, no, go ahead. You said 8.
No, I was just going to ask if it was 8 hours consecutive, like in a row, or it was like 8 hours Monday through Friday.
In a row.
Okay.
It's like, it was nasty heat, and you know it's hurricane season here, so it was like we were standing out there in the rain. And yes, Lisa, I was really gonna say con el pelo de todo, but you know, I was like, this is a family show sometimes, so you can't really say that. But I was gonna say,
with the hair of the with the hair of the what?
Anyway, so yeah, like, you know, life be lifing, and then I freaking dropped my phone, so that's broken, and so I don't get paid till next Friday, so I have no phone till Friday, and I'm like, I'm just really tired. If like life could just like stop raining for like 5 minutes, I think I'll be okay.
Isn't that though why we love House of the Dragon? Because it takes us out of that space for that
100%.
54 minutes. That's why we love like The Boys, and we're gonna talk about that. We definitely gonna talk about whatever the fuck's going on with Blade and why did Fantastic Four all of a sudden become a period piece? There's a whole bunch of shit to discuss. Is Acolyte gonna make it through the season? Why is Doctor Who only 9 episodes, Nolly?
Okay.
What can somebody? I've never in my life seen a Doctor Who series that was less than 10 episodes. Sometimes they go 20, 30 episodes. Anyway, sorry. But Ty, you juggle the kids. You juggle the you think it's because it's Nkuti? You think they cut Nkuti? You think that's why they only gave us 9 episodes for 90? Is that what you said?
I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it feels a little homophobic and racist.
It's like Black History Month, Steph, right? Okay, it's like the Black Doctor Who gets 28 days. You know what I'm saying? Meanwhile, let me stop. But that's what happened, man. Ty, you juggle fatherhood, husbandhood, gamership, sports, all this. It don't stress you out trying to keep all that in your head. And also, can you talk about the struggles of trying to just live in your not live, but be in your man cave at peace? You know what I'm saying? And just kind of just be able to just talk to us, man. I know you got to have some sort of stress in your time too that this nerd shit helps you escape from, right?
I feel bad. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
All right. Yeah, I feel bad that I came to the show today stress-free. I honestly, this has been a good week. And I'm feeling bad now. Now I feel bad that I'm having a good week.
Why?
Not because I feel like
one of us have to have a good week, okay?
Well, I mean,
you won this week, okay?
I don't want to be the outlier and be like, yo, I don't know what the hell's going on.
Boost us with your positivity, Bad Ty. We need it today.
I mean, there are definitely a lot of things to juggle. There are definitely stresses. I think there's no right way to deal with your stress. Everybody and every individual has their own stresses and their own ways to cope, and you just have to find that mechanism that works for you. In my case, it's more about the people around me and how their stuff is going on that kind of affects the way that I feel. So if my family is good, then I feel good. You know what I mean? And that's always kind of what pulls me up out of the darkness whenever I start to drift into the darkness. And I also think it's important to embrace those moments as well. You know what I mean? Whenever you have those moments where you feel like you're slipping into, let's call it what it is, depression or stress or whatever it is. I think it's important in that moment to understand why you feel the way that you do. And then once you kind of, address the why, then it's about the healing process. So now that I know why I'm affected, what do I do to, try to pull myself, or can I pull myself? Do I need to help pull myself out? Because sometimes you do need help. You can't always do it yourself. But on a brighter note, I don't want to stay in the darkness. I'd like to bring us to the light. There's a lot of good shit out there on TV right now. And if you are stressing, there are some shows that could enhance your stuff. I actually watched Supercell, which is a all black British. I'm not gonna go into it, but I will say oh, okay. All right. Well, we can't go into it. But my thing is anytime I'm able to see all of us on screen, I get excited. It's just something in me that just triggers, and I'm like, ooh, we got something. Yay. I'm like that. And Supercell is an all British led cast, all black cast of superheroes, and it takes place in the places where you never see it take place, and that's the hood. You know what I mean? You don't see us get superheroes that often in the hood, and even when we do, you don't necessarily get them, doing the right things. You know what I'm saying? It's when you poor coming up, and then all of a sudden you're empowered. You know, sometimes we don't know what to do with that power, and sometimes we do. You know, but this is one of those shows that I would suggest, if you have not seen, to take a look at. And you know,
yo, I got something on that show. So when I was fortunate to go to London to do some comedy, I went over there and worked with this dude named Travis J. Travis J is in Supercell, like he's in it, and he's like doing his thing. It's just cool to see somebody that you kind of, I mean, know a little bit do his thing. I've been trying to kind of get this on the Instagrams and throw this up for y'all, but I ain't been able to kind of put it up. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to watch it yet, but I know that old boy that was in
you talking about my man Lamar. You talking about my man that was in BMF. Oh, and that was Lamar.
Well,
and also
from Book of Clarence, right?
That's the same guy. But see, you don't watch the Power. Yeah, which I hate that y'all don't watch Power. But anyway,
don't shame me.
I hate that y'all don't watch. I be like, but yes, he is most for my Power fans who haven't seen the Book of Clarence. Lamar is the individual that he's talking about that also played Jebediah in Book of Clarence?
I think so. I don't know. I have partake of the devil's lettuce this morning. I'm not going to have much memory.
Don't give the devil credit for such a beautiful thing. Don't you dare give the devil credit, and not on my watch.
Now listen. Now I want. Don't get it. Yeah, but here's. I think this is. Wait a minute. Oh wow. So I think this is who you talk. Nah, I can't find him. Oh well. You trying to do shit?
Lamar? You was trying to show Lamar?
Yeah. Well, the dude that I think I know. I don't think anybody's gonna recognize, because I don't think this dude. I don't think my man had a huge role in it, but he's on there talking about it, and I'm curious as to, he probably will come over here and rap with us, but they on a different time zone. Now, next week I'll actually be in London, so I'm assuming maybe while I'm there, I might even could link up with him and holler at him. But yeah, he was just in this whole movie. It's crazy because you're like, yo, this dude just literally just, you know what I'm saying, just walked me into a coffee shop and took me downstairs, and we did comedy at the comedy spot there. And now he's on the red carpet with all these dudes having made this film. And you're like, so
he plays a major role. He plays a major role, actually, if that's the guy that I'm thinking that is, which would be
Travis J, this man right here.
Yeah. I'm
was
looking
he
at
that guy?
Huh? Was he in that guy?
No. Like in the Book of Clarence, wasn't he one of the bad guys?
Oh no,
no. That's not the individual he's talking about. Lamar.
Nah. This is the dude he's talking about.
The individual that Vince is talking about is, I believe his name was Jebediah. I'm not sure, but he's the one that Clarence owed for the chariot. Yeah, one the whole movie was like, yo, I owe him, and we got to get this because he's gonna kill us. That's who Lamar is.
Okay.
Yeah. So the movie, it looks really dope. I haven't had a chance to check it out yet. This definitely gives me something that it and London, England. Big up to England. They've been putting out some content, bruh. You know what I'm saying? I mean, from a top boy,
yes.
I gotta give them, and I'm a sucker for England accent. I don't give a fuck where it come from, bro. Hey, can I tell you a quick story? One time we was going through the Heathrow airport. I was going through with my wife, and she had too much stuff in the little bag. You know what I'm talking about? Like when you go through Ty don't know nothing about this.
Yeah, TSA that we talking about.
So the TSA, when you put it through the little X-ray thing, she had too much. And so the lady had to like start taking stuff out my wife's bag, which she ain't happy about. But it's the most polite way I think she's ever been, like, had her stuff revoked in her life. She said, "Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry, but we're gonna have to take this. You're not gonna be aboard with this. Oh my god, don't watch. Don't want to see this part. Okay, we want to put it I'm so sorry you had to. It's just the rules. It's just the way they do. I'm so sorry. You know, it ain't like in TSA here. They be like, hey man, you can't have that shit, man. Hey, nah, man. Hey, look, you want to fly or you want to stay? You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's kind of refreshing, man. So we'll see how that goes. Before we get into some more of this stuff, thanks, Ty, and some more of the things that we watching, I'm curious about Steph as well. Like, what do you do to escape? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's your, what are some of your escapism go-tos, if you will?
I doom scroll. I spend way too much time on Instagram just watching and consuming everything. Sometimes Facebook, but mostly Instagram. I'll just watch reels and read posts for hours. It's so unproductive and ridiculous. I've been trying to focus more of that energy into exercise. Like I'll make myself go for a long walk or go for a run, and then I feel like, okay, I did something productive when my brain shut down. But one of the things I really struggle with is my job is like yours, Vince, like a lot of us, is not a 9 to 5. There
Right.
is no, oh, I come home and it's over now. There's just a point at which my brain is like, can't anymore. Now I'm going to stop.
Ooh.
There's always more to do. There's always another project. I have my full time job that is like flexible hours, project based, not really 9 to 5. And then my own business, and then parenting, and then trying to date, and then all the other billion things. So there is never a point at which I ever feel like, okay, I'm done for the day. I can take a break now. There's only ever a point at which I'm like, I have 11 more things to do, but I just can't. My brain is shorting out and it refuses to do more. And I want to do more. And I feel guilty that I'm not doing more. But there's a point at which my brain just shuts down. And then I feel bad about it because I feel like I should be being productive. But I'll be like, okay, so I'm going to get back to work in an hour. I'm just going to take a break. 5 hours later, I look up and I'm like, oh, I've been on Instagram this whole time.
That sounds really unhealthy. Doom scrolling. Exactly what that's just scrolling basically, right? But it's, I mean, just
Yeah. No
bad
rhyme,
news.
no reason. Just there's always another reel. There's always another
Yo,
reel to
nah,
watch.
man. Yo, listen, this is good because I think we definitely need to unplug, right? Like there's moments where we just need to unplug. Like Ty's been talking about doing a road trip for the longest. Maybe we should just get an RV, go to Montana. You know what I'm saying? No phones. All the phones are left at the deck. Just look at one of the dopest moments I've had was just looking at the meteor shower that happened like a couple months ago with not using no devices. I don't know, man. I'm just talking shit, man. But anyway, I think that's fascinating. Yes, what you watching nowadays? I see you got the Acolyte behind you. You feeling that show right now? You caught up?
Yeah, I'm all caught up. I'm like in between on the show now because I'm like, I don't know what the fuck direction we're kind of going in right now. And I'm just along for the ride, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like fuck it, you know what I mean? Like it's Friday, I ain't got no job, like I'll just sit in the car and go for the ride, you know what I'm saying? Like that kind of shit. So but I mean I've been watching a lot of just women empowerment because of what is going on in my personal life with work and everything. I've been feeling like my women empowerment has been stolen from me. So I feel like I've been watching things to just kind of remind myself like I'm a boss ass bitch and no one can take that from me. And you know what I'm saying? Like just because other people's prejudices due to whatever, you know what I'm saying, are conflict in ways that you don't agree with, it still doesn't have to impede on how you see yourself. So that's what I've been working on lately, and like been watching and building myself. There's a show called Godless on Netflix. It's like a country western. Basically, it's like a very woman empowerment show. Check it out. If you haven't seen it yet, it's like in like the Western time ages. So I mean, there's like horse and buggies. There's they just got trains, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's very rural, but it's very rugged. And I appreciate how badass these women are in these times where they have nothing. I mean, there was an accident that happened and all the men in this town died like in 5 minutes. All of the men did. And they basically have to do the same shit that, so it's very interesting. And it's in the Western. So think about it. You know what I'm saying? People are doing all kinds of shit to steal everyone's property and you know what I'm saying? And these women are like, nah, I'm resilient. I'm gonna stand true. So it's pretty interesting to see, you know, and watch and just, you know, kind of remind myself that no matter how times get hard, you know what I'm saying, I'm still the woman that I am, and I can prevail through anything. So that's just kind of what I've been working on.
Godless.
Godless.
Yeah, it's a little old. It's a little bit older. I think it probably came out 2019 or something.
Yeah,
like
I think
that.
it was like right before COVID it came out, but I mean, like, it just wasn't one of those shows that everyone was like talking about. But I'm telling you, it was like, I could not, like you said, I did not want to have to go to work. Like, before I went to work, if I had like 30 minutes to go to work, I'd watch it as I was getting ready to go to work, because I was like, so just like, damn, you know what I mean? Like, this is like, check it out. I mean, if you got some time to check it out, you know what I'm saying? It's a really good watch. It moved me. I was just like, God damn, like, you know, start to finish, it was a good series.
To kind of wrap up this part about, you know, the stress and all of that. One thing I want to, can I real quick tell you a real quick personal story? This is kind of interesting, I think. Well, so I built a cave for myself, right? And I make the unfortunate mistake on time at times of watching stuff to the point where I fall asleep in the cave, right? Which doesn't work well for the marriage, right? You know, because that's why y'all married, you know, to sleep in juntos, como se dice. You know what I'm saying? So I found that it's hard for me to go to sleep in the we don't call it a master bedroom. Ain't no masters in this house. Hallelujah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We don't do it. Like, I even got offended that they got Nolly getting the masters. Like, why it got to be a master? Like, they always want to put us under a master. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so I'm like, look, it's true. You know what I'm saying? What
You're right. You're 100% right. That's why we're all
graduate, you got to get your master's. Then they put you in a house where you got a master's bedroom, and then you learn to play golf at the master's. And I'm just, you know, come on, give me. So I'm like, I'll go to sleep in the room, but my wife sleep in pitch black, dead of silence, complete black hole void. You know what I'm saying? I can't sleep like that, bro. You know what I'm saying? I need some noise. I need to watch a show. I need to listen to something. I can't, you know what I'm saying? So for a while, this has been an issue, because I'll be like, all right, let me go to my cave and get sleepy, and then I'll come upstairs. But what happens is I wake up in the morning like, oh shit, you know, she like, is this a marriage or is it a roommate? You know what I'm saying? Type situation. So what I did was I bought a projector, right? And I put it in my master bedroom. I mean, in the deluxe suite. And I hooked up I bought a whole new PlayStation, and I hooked it
in the bedroom.
In the bedroom.
Oh my god.
That shit ain't gonna work for long either.
No, it's not.
I see Mortal Kombat on the whole wall in the deluxe. Come here. It's like 11 o'clock at night. And I got the whole
She's gonna kick your ass.
I got the whole wall of Mortal Kombat on that bitch. But I'm in the room. You know what I'm saying? That's not wrong.
No.
So you might not be able to sleep as easily.
I was gonna say, Vince, all she hears is,
yes, that's the first thing. That's the first thing. She's like,
what the fuck? I'll kill you.
It's the buttons. I go, yes. So yes, instead of me being like, oh, okay, my bad, I'm like, oh, I'm playing the wrong game. Because if you playing Mortal Kombat, if you playing Mortal Kombat, right? You gotta click, you know, power, you know, right. Come here, you know, you gotta keep pushing the buttons. Oh, and then you get mad, like, oh fuck, you know what I'm saying? You're not better than me.
Don't forget the noise comes out the controller to the you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, I got the headphones on, but I got them on full blast. So you can still sleep.
Vince, I would kick your ass in the room.
But I'm in the room.
No.
So now I'm like, all right, well, it's just the buttons. So let me just change the game, right? So if I put on like Rise of Ronin, right, then it's less clickety clack and it's more click clack, Click, clack, click, clack.
Vince, I'm gonna kick your ass.
I don't feel like I feel like I did the right thing in this situation where I got a proper compromise where I'm in the room. You know, I fall asleep in the bed. You know, there's no oops. I fell asleep. No, I'm in the room now. Might get a little hot because projectors use heat.
I'm done. I'm fucking done with you.
And I just might be a little bit of light because the light got to project across the room. You might see the little dust in the, you know, but I'm in the room. Yes.
I would suggest maybe playing the virtual reality on a non-scary game would be a little bit better because you can like move this shit around you. You see what I'm saying? You're not making noise. You're not making noise. You see what I'm saying? But
I am.
Vince, I would kick your ass. I'd be like, I'd be throwing shit at you. I would be like, get the fuck out of the room. I don't even watch you. I'm like, go to your man cave, please.
That's what happened too. You know what? She said, you know what? Just it's okay.
I'm just saying that'll get a vindictive out the room real quick. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I mean, I get you're trying to compromise, and I love where your mind space is at. But just explain to Kim, just like, listen, Yaz and Austin did this before they got married, and they married now. It works. She sleeps happily, he sleeps happily, and we still hang out happily. You know what I'm saying?
It's cool, but I understand, you know, I at the end of the day, we have to be able to meet each other's needs. You know what I'm saying? So I know this was a selfish move. And so, you know, I did, but here's where the compromise is. So instead, and Steph, you tell me, you know, the cool thing is I ain't got to ask Nolly because Nolly's like, I don't see what the problem is. You know what I'm saying? She's like, okay, so now we have a bigger screen for when we play World of Warcraft. Hell yeah. She's like, where's the, you know what I'm saying? I can see Steph being like, okay, I have made a huge mistake with this selection of specimen, and I will make myself disavailable. I will unavail myself for future calls. That's a big no-no, huh, Steph? Bringing the projector in the room late at night, or would you be like, yo, if my man, you know, wants to watch whatever in the room. Hey, my man, got it. You know, it is what it is. I ain't tripping. I ain't got to sleep like that. You know what I mean?
I'm fine with it. If he's there, I'm good. My only real deal breakers are dishonesty and lack of loyalty. Outside of that, I can put up with just about anything.
Really? So even if your man wanted to decorate your deluxe suite in Batman material, had all kind of Bruce Wayne material throughout, just lavish throughout your household, as long as he home.
I mean, if he's 6'3" and fine, he can do whatever he wants. Yeah.
Stephanie's like, I'll get the Batman, the Superman, the fucking all the man costumes. Like,
right.
Like, I love
long as his ass is home, we get it.
Hey, all right, damn. Shout out to all my 6'2" brothers that just missed the requirement. You know, it's 2 words, Timberlands, my nigga. Like, but nah. So look, all right, it didn't work, admittedly, but what does work is being able to use that projector to watch things that we do like. Like, we do actually both together like the House of the Dragon show. We like watching that together on the projector on a big wall that looks real dope when you can see like the full scope of a dragon all the way across the wall.
The projector, is it crisp?
I'll be honest, that's a great question, Yaz. It's the I don't have the projector that I purchased originally was a compact projector. I wanted to be able to use it like on the road and stuff. Right. So it's really only built for, I think, about 90 inches. So you start to get a little pixelated when it crosses the whole wall. It's supposed to be for a smaller section. So it does not look as crisp as it does watching it on one of Ty's TVs. You know what I'm saying? But it's still just the fact that it's now, Ty, you remember back, you know, when I had the house back over in Winter Springs, I didn't have no TV. All I had was the projector. I used to watch South Park endlessly on her projector. You know what I'm saying? And so I felt like real nostalgic doing this. I was like, man, I brought it back to, you know what I'm saying, when I was in the manufacturing home over there, you know, off of 434. So now I feel like things have come full circle. Now we're watching the Dragons on the big screen. And I got to say, man, one thing that House of the Dragon does, because we didn't get a chance to talk about this last week, whether you like the script, whether you can deal with the incestuousness, it immediately immerses you right back into Winterfell. Yes. They do such a good job with the scenery and the CGI and the music, yes, and just the costumery and the wardrobe. You don't, whether you like the show or not, once you start that show and they get past the intro scenes, you are inside of Westeros. Like until that episode is over, like unless you hit pause, it's not one of the things you're watching it. You're submerged. Am I the only one that feel that way? Like it's undoubtedly one of them shows that the boys don't do that. I feel like I'm watching the boys, right? I'm entertained by it. It's funny. You know, there's things on the boys that just come on. But this shit, it feels like it almost feels historic. Like, you know, it's fantasy. You know, it's not real. But there's an element of reality to it historically that just makes you immediately believe it. Ty, am I tripping?
It's more the acting. The acting, you have to give credit to those actors. Those actors make it, that the actors are what makes everything believable. Yep. You know what I mean? Like we know that it's, you know, we know that it's based where it's based, and we know that it's a period piece and all of those kind of things. But if those actors don't immerse themselves in the roles, then we're not the believability of it kind of goes out the door. The boys has just gotten kind of just so ridiculous. Like it's just like each episode is kind of like, how do we outdo the last episode with ridiculousness? Like let's just get more. Like I can see how that writing room is like, all right, tell me the worst, most nastiest shit you ever could think of, and let's see if we can put that on screen. That's the boys at this point, and I think a lot of the fans of the boys show are kind of realizing, all right, look, y'all are just getting ridiculous now. This is starting to feel like Supernatural season 37.
Hey,
you know what I'm saying? Like, no, look. Don't you dare. Don't you know me. Listen, you know me and you both were cult fans, but after a while, you was like, look, this shit is getting ridiculous. Yo, I can't co-sign this stuff anymore. Like, this is crazy.
It's funny you bring that up. If I could, they're talking about, they already had Dean from Supernatural, and now they're talking about Jared. I saw a quick headline. I didn't read it, so this could be fake news completely. But I saw a headline that said Jared Palansky, who was Sam in Supernatural, could be joining the cast of the boys. Like at this point, like
I'm confused how that could be when they said this is supposed to be the final season. So
I didn't see that.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was. This was supposed to be the final season of the boys.
I
haven't heard anything about another season.
That's true. We haven't heard anything about another season, but I'm not sure if it is the last one or not. Because you know that they always are like, we have another season coming out.
I'm pretty sure they said that this was the final season, but hey, I may be wrong, and if I am, I don't mind admitting it. But I do believe.
I just looked it up. It doesn't say that this
season 5 will be the final season.
Season 5. Okay, this is season 4. Okay, and okay. I'll say this. I'm not completely appalled with the boys. You know, I still like it. You know, it still, I think, finds creative ways to be to inject that superhero aspect of, you know, things. The whole sun, and I kind of like where you see what they doing, the Brightburn shit. Like there's a low key Brightburn situation they setting up with the little boy in the boys. But I kind of want to talk about the House of the Dragon a little bit, if I could, with y'all. Are y'all feeling the direction it's going? Because I gotta say, well, let me hear what y'all gotta say first. I'll just throw it out.
The boys, right?
No, we're talking about House of Dragon.
Okay, we're back to House of Dragon. Okay.
Yeah, just to get okay.
I mean, I'll start, I guess. House of Dragon. I think I'm not gonna lie, I am definitely waiting to see what's going to happen, because we've been talking about war for so long, and now we finally have the reasons to go to war. So I'm definitely cannot wait to see how the barbaric of the, you know, the different Targaryens get, because they're some ruthless motherfuckers, and they're all about revenge. They're all about blood, and I am definitely waiting to see how Aegon's gonna get everyone back for his baby boy, because that was intense. I'm not gonna lie. And I'm not gonna lie, I know I sound like super morbid and crazy and whatever, but like, did y'all think that baby was gonna fall off that, like, when he was riding for the funeral? Did you guys, like, when he got stuck, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, please don't let that child fall off.
No.
Oh my God.
No, I thought his head was gonna fall
Thank
off.
you. Okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I thought the whole body was gonna like just doop, and then the head was gonna like roll, and then someone was gonna. I was like, please don't show me this. Holy! And I asked everybody who, like, you know what I'm saying, like my chiropractor and his wife, like they watch it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, did you? She's like, the head. How did the head stay on? And Austin, my husband, was like, it was sewn. I was like, did you? It was so like freaking, I was like, come on, man, that thing could have fell off. So yeah, I don't know. This show, it takes you to that next level, but they don't go to a point of no return. You see what I'm saying? Like, they leave more for the imagination, and I think that's why this show is.
They should have gone there.
I agree with you, but I'm just saying, but I think that's why this show is so great, is because they leave us that room for our imagination to take hold, and like what could have happened, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? You see it, but you're like, are they gonna do it? Are they not? And you never know. So I think that's why this show is so great, is because it keeps you on your toes. And it, like you said, Ty, you're so submersed into Westeros and into their lives that, you know what I'm saying, it doesn't become a show. It becomes like you're the watcher, you're spectating it, you're basically announcing, you know what I'm saying, a lot of the events that happen. So it's like it's a crazy ass show, and I love how ridiculous and crazy it gets. And I'm excited to see the war. I'm not gonna lie, I cannot wait to see who's gonna win. I'm excited to see whose side you guys are on, though. Are we on team black or are we on team green? So that's what I'm excited to see.
I got, my heart is with Rhaenyra, man. Like, immediately. Like, I'm team Rhaenyra. I don't even know why. Even though I feel like she's a victim. I feel like she was, I don't know. I think it's because what's the other one's name? It's Rhaenyra and the other queen.
Alicent.
Alicent.
Yes.
Alicent had her dad is all in the political shit. You know what I'm saying? And so I feel like she, listening to him, like she's gaming the system way more. I feel more like Rhaenyra was more groomed by Damien, and you know, the fact that her pops accepted her brother and her as a daughter being betrothed, you know, I know that that's how they get down.
Yeah.
But it's kind of shows the predicament she's in. Like, I feel like she's playing it to the best of her ability. And I ain't gonna lie. I know, look, let's keep it real. I'm in a moment of candidacy. I'm gonna say something out loud. I know Steph didn't watch the show. But Steph, let me tell you something that's happening in this situation, so that for you and anybody who's listening or who didn't watch the show or doesn't watch the show can kind of get an idea of what's happening. And I would like to get an idea as to how you would react in a similar situation if it was related to today. All right. So you got these two queens on the hill. Let's just call them queens. Let's just fast forward to that point and let's just keep it simple. They got kids. The two of them, they got kids. They low-key family because they low-key grew up together. All right. Now, one of them, all right, kids got beef with the other kid, right? So that kid, even though y'all family low-key, they have a quick little dragon fight. All right. And one of the mothers happens to have his dragon eat the other kid. Okay, no big deal. You know, it happens. All right.
But this is after one of the kids, and when they fought, one of the kids took one of the other kid's eye, and the other kid got pissed off and thought it was wrong because he was the kid of the king, and his sister's kid his cousin took his eye. So he was like, "You're not gonna get revenge for my eye. I'm your fucking son." You know what I'm saying? Like that's your grandkid. What the fuck? So like it's a whole crazy family dynamic, and because of this, the family members. I'm putting in more clarification for you, Vince, because that way she can understand the content.
I think you made it more complicated. I think we lost Steph. Like, the context is definitely key, but keeping it simple. Now, if you had an opportunity, Steph, to strike back at the family that killed your son, albeit whether or not it was for retribution, whether it was because it was valid, the question is, do you take that opportunity? You know what I'm saying? Do you say, yes, I would like to exact revenge after you have been confirmed that this is indeed what happened? Do you say, now you have an army, Steph? You have an army. You have dragons, but they have dragons too, and they have armies too.
I don't understand why this is a question. Dracarys, burn it all to the ground.
Hold on.
I don't need to know more. My son or my man, burn it all to the ground.
They've got a bigger dragon.
Doesn't matter.
Like the biggest dragon in the world.
Dragon. You can't just send in your dragon now. Yeah,
I'm taking out everybody I can. What about?
Okay. But her answer is yes. She's saying she will. She will set fire upon that bitch. She will go complete Angela Bassett.
I also only have one. Does she have other kids to protect?
She doesn't have other kids. She has a surviving son. And
she's got she's got two sons and a daughter. Because there's two little kids that she had with Damon.
Yeah. She has Damon. She got the two by Damon. Yeah.
That's different. If we're talking about me personally, I have one child and I'm single, so I got nothing to lose. I'm burning this bitch to the ground.
Okay.
So what?
All right, Steph.
Okay, I got nothing left. So
well, all right, but hold on, Steph.
Take it out as many as I can with me.
All right.
Well, look, can I answer one thing real quick? Now, keeping that same energy, Steph. Now, let's say that all of this anger and revenge is aimed at a child. Let's say no. When I say a child, I'm talking about a child, like a 5-6-year-old. Like, if all of your anger that you just lost your child, now are you willing to kill another child? Are you willing to go
responsible for killing?
No, the child has nothing. It's a child. It had nothing to do with it. It's just you're guilty by proximity. So because you are the closest person that I can touch, even though you didn't have anything to do with it, you're a child. Am I okay with killing this child?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, am I like directly or it's just like
you
we bombed
the
building and they're in there?
No. You have an assassin. I'm gonna send an assassin to go kill. But my directions to the assassin is, I want you to kill this person. But if you can't kill that person, kill one of them. I don't care who it is. Kill one of them, even if it turns out to be an infant child in his crib. Kill them.
While he sleep.
Like, had made the mother choose which one's the boy or the girl.
I mean, I'm gonna focus my energies on the person who is directly responsible. I'm okay with collateral damage, but I'm not gonna directly target someone who didn't have any responsibility.
Okay, I got a rebuttal then. What if you're gonna go after the person who's directly responsible, but we know that who it was, because I mean the people who we caught told us, but we're gonna say, because it's for the good of the realm, that it was the betrayer, the one that's trying to usurp the crown. We're gonna say it's someone else. So you're still gonna get your revenge even though you say it's someone else?
Oh, I'm gonna go for the person who did it. I'm not worried about the politics. I'm worried about getting my lick back.
Okay.
Here's my question. Steph, you're quick to retribution, but let me remind you, let me point out, this isn't just some queen who's doing this from a far land. This is your sister. You grew up with this chick, live in the same house.
And this is your sister.
Please.
So I know your sister. I can call her up right now.
Oh, I'm close to that one. I'm in her home right now. Doing good.
So this is the one. Yeah, Steph, this is the one, the close one. That
No, she wouldn't do that.
no. You can't. Nah, this is the situation.
This is what West happens.
This is the situation.
Yep.
This
What you gonna do, Jeff? What you gonna do?
Now, mind you, also what's going on is your kingdom is laying in wait for your decision. They know your kid done got killed by this other kingdom. They know it. They waiting to see what you gonna do. Are you gonna strike back? You gonna come out and say, look? So the retribution not only is an emotional thing, it's a political thing. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Do you just strike the now? Mind you, here's where it gets real fucked up. Damn, I never went live on Instagram. My bad, Instagram. I sorry, I missed you. Just got the notification. I didn't hit the live button on this. Okay, all right. So the other part about this is that your friend, best friend, cousin, sister, you get the sense that they're not even making the decision to do this. They're being influenced to make these decisions. So you don't know if if it's happened maliciously, inadvertently. Like all you know is that you know she's responsible somehow, some way, whether she intended to or not.
Her house is responsible for it.
Right. So what say you? This is not the sister you ain't cool that you all right with. This is the sister that you rock with. Your ride or die, the one you call with good news.
I think I would have to go to her directly, like, who did this? How did this happen? Who's answering for it? Because somebody has to answer for it. And I hope it's not you. And if it's not, point me to that person. But if it is, all right, we about to go to war then.
Did something like that happen, Yas?
No.
Like what?
Unfortunately, it
like
did not. Correct.
Like,
the
messengers? Wasn't there messengers? Didn't they have like some sort of?
No.
What? So what happened was the hand, Allison's dad was revoked his hand title, and Sir Christian Cole became the hand and decided that he was going to send Sir Auric, I think, because there's Eric and Auric, right? So he sends Sir Auric to portray as his brother Eric as her personal guard and go and sneak into the castle, basically, because they're twins, and try and kill Rhaenyra in her bed. It didn't work out that way, unfortunately. And it ended pretty fucked up for the twins. They came into this world together and they exited this world together.
That shit was first of all, that was fucked up, but I'm just gonna say it. The motherfucker should not have done the what they call it in Shogun?
The seppuku.
The second, why is he doing the second?
Well, you got to think about it this way. He literally just killed his twin. Like I just said, they came into this world together. They had the same virtues as to protecting the crown. You know what I'm saying? And like, because one brother had he wanted to stay with the heir, which was Rhaenyra, and the other brother was like, well, no, he's the heir. He's the, you know what I'm saying? Like, and because of that, you know what I'm saying? He couldn't live with himself the fact he just murdered his own brother. So he was like, now or nothing. I'm already here. That motherfucker got my leg already. He got, you know what I'm saying? Like he cut me down already. Might as well just end it. You know what I mean? It was a gruesome battle to the end, and he couldn't live with the fact that he killed his own brother. So I mean, he took his own life.
That shit was, I don't know, man. That was weird, but it is what it is, man. But anyway, Steph, to kind of bring you up to speed, what's happened in this story is that when Rhaenyra, who is the oh shoot, that's not her, the young lady right here in the front, when she learned that her son had been essentially attacked by a dragon, and not just any dragon, well, not completely consumed, because they found parts of him on the beach, right? I hate to be crass, but
no, they didn't find any parts.
Found, like,
garments. They found the dragon's wing.
They found the
garments. Okay,
he was eaten.
All right, out the sky. All right, now I should go send me the picture of the size of this dragon, because like I have to once again, like, this is not like some like equal dragon fight. Like, this is a dragon that can eat essentially eat the other dragon like it's a fly. Like, that's the size differential here. And once confirmed that this is indeed what's happened, she now is wrestling with the decision. While this is happening, her man, Damien, the dude in this picture right here, the dude behind him, who also happens to be your uncle, but that's a whole other story. We've gone through that. And I don't like the fact that we've just accepted that. You know, like you know, that's a whole other side of the story, but it is what it is. I get what the story they're telling, but we've been down that story. Now he's like, yo, fuck that. It's time to go to war. What are you waiting for? And she's like, well, I just need to figure this shit out. When she figures it out, what she says, she only has, I think, 4 words in this entire script, the whole show. Most of the show, she's grieving. And she says, I want Jaden Targaryen. She puts a hit out on the boy. Because he's the heir.
Not Jaden. His name is Aegon.
Aegon.
Yeah,
Bring me Aegon Targaryen. My bad. You know.
No, it's Aemon. Aemon is the one that killed her son. Aemon.
Hey, listen. This is a great advertisement for THC products. Look at the memory on us, everybody. Just keep that in mind. But yeah. So at that point, now, Steph, even though we know you would want to confront your sister, what basically Rhaenyra said is like, nah, man, the game is on, man. You come for my kid, I'm coming for your kid. You know, and they took his heir, the king's firstborn son, if I'm not mistaken.
It's
not her son.
But that's not really what happened. What happened was, she did put out the thing about Aemon. Is it Aemon or Aegon? Okay, so she put out the thing about Aemon. I want Aemon. Damon took that information, went to King's Landing, got with one of the White Cloaks that used to be loyal to him, and then basically consigned this job to a person who worked in the castle along with the White Cloak. His directions to these two were, I want you to assassinate the king. However, if you're not able to find the king, you get one of them. I don't care who it is, one of them. What they did was, once they got in there, they messed up, as you would think would happen, because you guys didn't really have a plan. You just went in there and, you know, just was like, all right, let's go. You know, it wasn't a well put together plan or thought out plan. So once they got in there, they got caught up by what is the daughter's name that is married to Aemon, Nolly?
Wait, what?
The one that the daughter who sees visions, the daughter who sees visions.
Nolly.
It starts with an H.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, hold on. Time out. Can we have a Nolly check? Nolly, how you doing over there, Nolly? Check the private chat if you don't know. Nolly's. All right, let me leave Nolly alone, man. She's float. I mean, she's good. She's in the period. She's having basically, Helena. So basically, they happen upon Helena in the room with her 2 children. Yep. Both being the descendants of the king.
Yep.
These 2 individuals who came to kill the king realized, we're not going to be able to get to the king. What's the next best thing? Let's kill one of the king's kids, a child for a child, a son for a son, a son for a son. So what they do is they have Helena tell them which child is the son, because the daughter and the son both look like little boys, I guess. So they don't know which. Yeah, they don't know which one is which. So after that, they basically get her to tell them which one is the son, and then the 2 of them commence to not only killing this little boy, but hacking him. Because you can literally hear them just stabbing away at this little boy's body, laying helplessly in the bed sleep. So they not only hack him to death, but then behead him, which is it's so horrific and so horrifying that Rhaenyra is disgusted, because that was never what she intended. She wanted the person who was responsible for her son's death to feel the same thing. But these idiots went and effed it all up and killed a little boy who was an innocent, which now has everybody who was on Rhaenyra's side looking at her sideways like, damn, you killed a little baby? Oh,
yeah.
we didn't know you was like that. We don't know if we want to ride with you. And that's where we're at now. We're at this impasse where we're both trying to gather allies in this war to come, because there's the war to come. You know that when you killed my son, war is upon us. So we're now trying to get allies together and so that we can have an official war, like to have a real war. And when all of this sets off, those allies that you just went and was like, yo, we're showing fealty to you, we're gonna support you. They now are looking like, hold up, we didn't know you was this murderous, like type of, so we don't know if we're gonna rock with
capable of
you.
murdering child.
Yeah, so that's what, and this is all Damon's doing, because Damon is just one of them dudes that really everything is off of impulse with Damon. Damon you think is really, really smart, but then you really realize this dude moves off emotion. Everything is off emotion with him. So if he would have been thinking, he would have thought this through a little bit better and came up with a better plan. But no, he just wanted to impose some type of retribution. It didn't matter at what cost, because again, this man is moving off emotion. And now here we are. This little baby is now having a funeral, and all of the townsfolk and everybody is like,
Is he always moving off of retribution, or does he low key like have this inner built sense of superiority because he was always denied what he should have been? He feels like he should have been awarded, but was always denied because of his brother. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I feel like that's given him this reason to kind of overcompensate. You know what I'm saying? And kind of overreach when it always comes for these situations. Like, you saw how tense it was between him and Rhaenyra when she confronted him about that shit. Finally was like, yo, look, am I the queen, or are you still trying to use me so you can be the king? Because I'm kind of looking through you right now, and he couldn't do nothing but hit what he did. He hit the desk.
He's overt.
He should have been the king. Like,
he's
you know what I'm
overtly emotional with every decision he's made in this entire series. Before his brother even died, his decisions were always motivated by emotion. Like whether it's pride, whether it is whatever the emotion is that Damon is feeling at that moment, his impulsive nature is going to make him react immediately. It's not a thought process that goes through with Damon. Damon is not like, oh, if I make this decision, this will be the outcome. If I do this, no, he's not that systematic
Calculated.
or even calculated. You know what I'm saying? He's more of, oh, you rubbed me the wrong way, I gotta do something. Oh, you did something, I gotta do something. That is Daemon Targaryen to the very T.
I disagree. I think he has calculation. He was able to calculate how advantageous it would be to manipulate his niece. You know what I'm saying? Knowing that he was.
You're wrong. That's wrong.
I was gonna say he didn't try to manipulate her. Remember, okay, so before Rhaenyra was crowned the heir, okay, Daemon, remember, he tried to have sex with her before that. They snuck into the little the slaves sex thing, whatever, you know what I'm saying? And then so you have to remember, their relationship has been growing. He's been grooming her basically since she was a little girl.
That's my point.
Right, but her father allowed it to happen. All right, and that's in that time period. That is not I'm just think of it this way: her brother and her sister are married and are the king and queen right now, and just had the heir. Their son was just murdered. So just think about that. You see what I'm saying? So it's not like it's unheard of for family members to keep the bloodline pure. That's how that works. But you have to think about it as well. Ancestral bloodline pure, that comes with craziness. You see what I'm saying? That it just, other things transpire. So you have to think about it like that too. This is why we're going to have the Mad King at some point, because he comes from this bloodline right here. He comes from this lineage right here. You see what I'm saying? Like, I believe it's Rhaenyra and Daemon's kid who is the Mad King.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it ends up being one of their kids because remember, this is 200 years before like Westeros happened, you know what I'm saying, before Games of Thrones happened. So you have to think about time-wise, like the Mad King was Daenerys's dad that had to be from this lineage right here. You know what I'm saying? And the dad, her dad is a little kid. So it's got to be either one of the kids that's born right now, one of Daemon and Daenerys's kid, or a kid that's going to be born like their last kid. Because remember, the last Targaryen was Aemon Targaryen. He was one of the Targaryens. You see what I'm saying? But he went blind. He was an old man. That's one of the kids right there. You see what I'm saying? That's one of the kids that gets the crown. He gets to choose if he wants the crown or not. So if you do the timeline math, I'm telling you, one of those kids are either born already or they're about to be born soon because it's their kid.
Yeah. All right. So the real question is, we now know who these two houses are. We now know what the fuck they made of. They all made out of the same spite, the same juice that makes them yearn for the power to not be fucked with. The question is, which side is the side that you're going to invite to the cookout, though? You know what I'm saying? Like, who do you think is worthy of being invited if you had to invite one of these groups? Now, you're not inviting nobody, Steph. You're not fucking with.
We're not doing
like
here.
No incest, nobody coming to the.
We can have the conversation of whose home would we go to for dinner for anything. Sure, we got to stop issuing cookout invites out willy nilly. No.
Okay, well,
but wait, but you know they you know, Daemon married a sister. He got two sister children. Okay, so like, why wouldn't they be allowed to and be invited? To,
the kids can come.
I was gonna say, like,
the sister and the kids can come, not Daemon.
The sister's dead.
This is some
Those
of
his daughters.
These are family members of the house of what's the house?
Targaryen.
Not Targaryen. That's the other house, right?
No, they are Targaryens.
These are Targaryens.
They're Daemon's kids. They're Targaryens.
But they come from the Valyrians, right?
But the Valyrian, yes, he married
a Valyrian, the daughter of Valyrian. He married, remember, and then the son Rhaenyra married, but the son obviously didn't have any of the son's kids because he was gay. This is the daughter who killed herself in front of her dragon. Like, so they actually, if we're, I did the scaling. If we're doing this math on I just couldn't find a picture that like put it down, unfortunately, and I don't have time to do it real quick, but so. The daughter, the mom of these two kids, I can't remember what her name, like Bela and Rayla, what their mom, she had the biggest dragon out of everyone in the entire series. She has that dragon. That's their dragon. Yeah. Aemon, which is the one-eyed guy, he has the second biggest dragon, which is I can't remember what Vagar is his name, I believe.
I thought Vagar was the largest dragon, but
no, because remember Baelor is. What is the name of? Let me just make sure I have the right name of this fucking dragon. Hold on one second.
Yeah, let's get our dragons straight. Like, what we ain't gonna do is put out misinformation about the dragons. No, I'm just playing. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What is his name?
Well, this is the one. Oh shit. Oh wait, god damn. Hold on. Which dragon is this? Shit. That ain't one of the big dragons.
No, that's that is Daemon's. Isn't that Daemon's dragon?
Damn.
Okay, yeah, Daemon's dragon's pretty big, but it's not one of the biggest ones. That's what I'm saying. Like, hold on, let me. I have the list right here. Hold on.
Oh man, okay.
That's true.
Okay, so let me see.
Look at this Instagram. Okay. Boy, this show. Boy, they serve. Boy, they doing their little thing. Ain't gonna lie.
What's that, Nolly?
One of the comments said that Aemon took Vagar from her after she died.
Yes.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Mike. Nassus star in that comment, pulling up. Who else was it that answered that shit? Helena Dizzy Dev said that earlier. Yeah, man.
So I found the picture of it. Yeah. So Vagar was Lena. That's their mom's. That was their mom's dragon. She took the dragon and from the girls that they were supposed to inherit that dragon.
I'm just saying, like, I don't know. I feel like I want to know. One thing that I'm waiting for, before I kind of scoot off of this is, what I'm basically trying to usher us into is how we're going to get more Valyrian. Like I feel like this show, this season,
Oh,
we're probably going to, and we're probably going to get more Valyrian stuff. I'm hoping that we see, you know what I'm saying, like they're propping up the young lady for something. Ty, am I reading this wrong? I feel like there's going to be a shift here. And
well, Nolly knows this. Nolly knows the actual lore, and so I do believe that one of Daemon's daughters is going to be responsible for killing a very important person within this storyline. Also, there was also a cameo of an individual who we got to very familiar with because we watched this show, that show that we used to watch that used to be on Cinemax, and he's on this show now. The black guy that played
from Raised by Wolves. He's not a cameo.
I meant, yeah, you're right. He's not a cameo, but I mean, like he's definitely part of the cast now. But the fact that he's now has another role in another, another large production, it's very pleasant to see this individual. And they are, and for some reason they keep spotlighting him. So I don't know what his role is going to be, but they have kind of focused on him this season and from the very start. As someone who is now held in favor of Corlys Valyrian, who is the basically the general or admiral of the fleet of ships that basically runs all the seafaring stuff in all of Westeros. So I mean, Corlys Valyrian is supposed to be the richest man in all of Westeros. This is a black man. So like you know what I'm saying? So they are definitely focused more around that individual we're talking about. I don't know his name, but they are focused around him. So I don't know what his part is.
No, not him. No, you're talking about Corlys. The dude that the dude
from Raised with the Wolves.
How good was Raised by? I'm still mad at
I'm mad that they just stopped.
They robbed us of that third season, man. They robbed us.
They definitely
robbed us of a lot of seasons, man. We never got fucking Lovecraft Country season 2, and like they left us with the biggest cliffhanger on that shit. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not gonna lie, that show before, after, it doesn't matter. That show got so many fucking views. It doesn't matter. They should have at least gave us something, but they decided not to. So you know how it goes.
Watchmen season 2. Even though I give credit to the the creator of the show, he was like, "Look, I wanted one season. I didn't want to do all that shit." So I give him credit for being like, "All right, look, I'm not going to make it something just because you want to cash grab this shit. I'm gonna make a dope ass season, and that's going to be what I respect that." But at the same time, like, you left the fans hungry anyway. Let me leave that alone, man. But anyway, plenty to look forward to when it comes to House of Dragon. I just can't get past how, no matter how much you hate the show, if you do, once you watch it, you can't stop. You can't take your eyes away from it. So that's just something that I love about it, which is not something, unfortunately, that I could say about Acolyte right now. Now, I'm not abandoning ship. For those that think that I'm just talking, because that's the way of the wind, that's incorrect. I'm not abandoning ship. I still have high hopes for this show. I still think that the show's going to generate a culture that has been missing, because we do still have a predominantly black cast of Star Wars characters here. But it was more evident these last 2 episodes. The storytelling that Jason Johnson spoke about that was lackluster when he was here, that Ty is also spoke about, I think is starting to rear its head. But I did enjoy the reveal the last episode.
Which I was right, by the way.
Yeah, about him being the dude, the guy
being her teacher. Yeah.
I like his level of darkness. I gotta say, he's given good villain. Ty, am I wrong?
I don't know if we can call the Sith villains anymore. I mean, this show. Listen, the show is showing the Jedi as the villains, If you really want it, like even down to the statement that he made when he confronted Soul, he said, I just want to be free.
Yep.
I just want to be allowed to be who I am.
Yep.
And just like this, everything that this show has been showing is that the Jedi are control freaks. They want to be in control of everything. If you have kids, you can't be doing nothing teaching them. Only we could teach them the Force.
Yep.
Like, you know what I'm saying? When they first approached the witches and was like, we heard y'all was training kids here, and they was like, there's no kids here. They was like, your old boy was like, I was like, yo, and then they was like, yo, you have to. Then they said, you cannot not let us test them. Like, what do you mean? I cannot let you not test my kids. I can do whatever the hell I want. This is y'all came on my planet in my house and telling me what I can do with my family. Come on, man. If there are bad guys on this show, yes, if there's anybody that is the villains here, it is them goddamn Jedi.
Yeah, he's got a point. Definitely, I feel like the power dynamic of the Jedi here is more Sith. Kind of has more, you know what I'm saying, because they're more controlling. They're not yielding. They're, you know what I'm saying, and like everything. The reason why those 4 Jedi, you know what I'm saying, like got killed is because they did something that they shouldn't have done. That's not, you know what I mean, the ways of the Jedi. You see what I'm saying? Like, we're good. We're, you know what I'm saying, we don't attack the defenseless. You see what I'm saying? So like, what the fuck happens? You know, you see what I'm saying? That like that Torben or whatever, that was his name, right? Tobin or Torben.
Tobin was Tobin. Yeah, that was the one. That was the one
with the blind eye. What you got to think about it this way? What made him come out of his non-speaking and take poison because he felt remorse for what he did because it was wrong? And he literally said that. He said, "We thought we were doing the right thing." You see them. So, I mean, the Jedi, you know, as we are still learning, the Jedi is, you know, they train children, you know what I'm saying? They keep you away from your family, any connections. You see what I'm saying? So, like, the Sith guy, I don't know what the hell his name was. I just remember him being in the Good Place. I cannot see him in anything. I swear Austin literally was like, he's the bad guy. And I was like, he can't be the bad guy. And then he took off his kit. And I was like, holy shit, he's super ripped and scary. I just can't see him other than, you know what I'm saying, just being Chong. So I thought that was so funny. So yeah, but I mean, if you think about it, he's right, you know. The Jedi, you have to be a certain kind of way to be a Jedi. You know what I'm saying? They have very skewed rules. They have, you know, you have to live a certain way, do things a certain way. You can't have anything else other than what they let you have. You know what I'm saying? And do. So I mean, if you think about it, Bad ties on to like he's got a very valid point. Like they kind of seem like they're the Republic right now.
Well, I mean, they are. I mean, that's what this is that portion. This is the timeline in which. This is before the Empire.
I know.
Yeah, so like right now the Jedi are the police. That's basically what they are. They're hired government officials.
They're CPS.
Enforce the law. And
We heard you. What do you mean? What do you mean?
Right.
At this point,
he's right.
Somebody normally called child protection. They showing up. They don't give a fuck about a call.
No. They reasonable cause. They don't need call.
They're more like the I'm taking it back to the biblical days. They more like the angel of death. They come looking for your firstborn. You know what I'm saying? They like give us, they are most. Go ahead.
They are most certainly CPS.
Listen, they like
first and foremost,
what you can and can't do.
Yeah, first and foremost. They don't need a phone call because obviously at this point in time, the Force is basically Bell South. So right. whenever there is a child that pops up in the universe, listen. Whenever there's a child that pops up in the universe, they get this ting to the Force. Like ting, we got one. Let's pull up. And then they pull up to your house like, look, we know you got kids.
We got one.
We know you got kids. We know you hiding them here. But listen, you know you can't hide them from us. You know what I'm saying? And the Wookiee is the bloodhound that pulls them.
Hey, don't you be talking about yeah, he sniffs them out. He got them out. I smell kids. This nigga I
want my baby back ribs.
Yeah.
Yo, you on to something a little bit, but I don't know, man. I think the all right. Let me say some positive things before I say the stuff that has kind of deterred me a little bit. A couple things I got from this episode were very positive. Again, and I just want to highlight those things real quick. I liked the reveal in this most recent episode. The reveal was good. The way that it was done and how they kind of completely gave us a no look, a misdirection with the dude who ended up being the villain. As she said, that's what's his name on The Good Place again?
It's like it's like. God, I'm gonna have to look.
Hey, look that shit up right quick, man. But he came through like for real. He was the guy in the helmet. I liked how his helmet functioned as a complete deterrent to lightsabers. There is a active weapon against lightsabers. We have not seen that before. All right, can we stop and talk about that? Nobody has just been able to, other than Beskar being able to deflect a lightsaber. Nobody's been able to cut one off as if they just unplugged that shit for a couple minutes. And that's some shit to go ahead, Ty.
I was just gonna ask Nolly if she knew what the name of that material was. I know it starts with a C, but it's I know it starts with a C. I just can't remember the exact name of it. But apparently this is now canon. Whatever that material is that his helmet is made of, it's not Beskar. It starts with a C. But that is now, because of the Acolyte, is now become canon as far as a material that can.
I mean, he is fucking them up.
Yeah, for real. Shit. His name was Jason Mendoza in The Good Place.
Jason Mendoza. Oh, yeah, he was from Jacksonville too.
Yes, he was. That's why I thought it was so funny. I was like, man, he makes Florida look right. I swear.
Yeah, man, he was Brent Bortles. If it was Brent Bortles, like he loved Brent Bortles.
Blake, you're talking about Blake Bortles.
Blake Bortles, my bad. Blake Bortles. Yeah, if it was Blake Bortles, he'd probably just throw like a pass to the all the way into the touchdown. And it was like, yeah. So good on you, Cheaty. Yeah, you're right, man. Cheaty, I called him Cheaty. Cheaty was the indecisive dude. But yeah, man, he did his thing. So I like the fact that there's that kind of weaponry been introduced. Another thing that I honestly think is going to get overshadowed or isn't going to get the respect it deserves, because frankly, we just have a world full of hate when it comes to Star Wars now. But I frankly think that this episode had one of the illest lightsaber battles that we've seen in an episode since The Mandalorian gave us the original Ahsoka in the forest. The girl who kind of went out like that. I mean, this is just my opinion, of course, obviously. But this fight scene right here was really, really well coordinated. The girl who ended up having the two and they ended up having like one of the lightsabers, I think, split in half and became two daggers and shit. And the shit was dope, man. And the little girl had on like
Jackie, Jackie killed that shit. Like that was an epic fight, dude.
Yeah, man. So I mean, those were really good things. Ty, you got anything to say about that, man? Or do you disagree?
Know who Jackie is?
Jackie, is that? That's her.
That's X23. That's X23.
Yeah, that's X23. That's the little girl who plays she's Logan's counter. The little girl that's like Logan's counterpart, like Wolverine. She's the little girl.
Oh yeah.
That's her grown up. She's Jackie.
Oh shit. Yeah. Oh
yeah. You didn't know that? I thought you knew that.
I there's something else that she was in though. That I watched. That the dark materials. Right? Was
yes.
Yeah. I think that's where I'd completely forgotten about the X2 shit, Logan, which is dope. Logan.
Yeah.
She was X2 and Logan, right?
Yeah, X23.
X23. Okay, my bad. So let me hit this shit again. But yeah, man, I loved. Oh, oops, we ain't even talked about that. That's another thing. But let's not get Yaz started because I don't even think Yaz Yeah,
I
I don't
haven't
know.
finished it.
Yeah,
You didn't finish it? Oh, girl.
Yo, what the fuck?
You know, got us. Yeah, after she came so hard for the show, like yo, and we was like, yo, we don't know.
It
And
was
then
starting to get
got on.
boring. I was like,
Oh man, wow.
Did
The
you?
last two
there
se-
was just
the
other
last
there
two
was other
seasons?
shit more let me redirect. There was other shit more stimulating going on, and I keep forgetting that I have to finish that shit because I was
Yeah,
like,
you did get married around the time that
yeah,
Bad
that's what I'm
Batch
saying.
came out.
I kept forgetting that I have to go back. So when I'm like, I don't have nothing to watch, and I'm like just scrolling through the, trying to find something. I'm like, oh yeah, I didn't finish the Bad Batch. I could watch the Bad. You see what I'm saying?
Well,
It's
I
not
think
like
you're missing out on
The
some key
the
shit.
last two seasons were better than the first season that you
Yeah.
picked for. That
100%.
well, I know, but
much.
I think I'm like halfway through the last season, so like I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I'm just
Oh,
like
yeah.
I'm taking my
You're really
damn
good.
time, and I'm forgetting along the way.
Yo, one
But
second.
back to
Yeah.
the battle, the lightsaber battle that you were
What are your
saying.
thoughts?
I thought it was a good choreographed scene. There were I critique it a little harder than everybody else. Like there was some things about that whole scene. Like I was like, well, it just because you have a lot of lightsabers moving around all in succession and it's a lot of colors and everything
Yeah, that
doesn't
was
always
weird.
doesn't always make it so thing. Like there were parts of the fight scenes that I was like, oh, that's dope. Like when he force moved when he had stabbed one dude through the
Oh yeah, and then brought the other guy into it.
force
Yes.
force moved the other person onto it. They called it like a shish kebab. He like shish kebab.
Yeah, he did.
The two. I thought that was dope because we haven't seen anything like that on it when it comes to the fight scenes in Star Wars. Nobody's ever force moved somebody into their lightsaber. Like you know what I'm saying? Like
It's
we've
funny.
never seen. Yeah, go ahead.
It's funny because you do that on the video game. Like if you play like all of the games, Jedi Survivor and shit, like you can do that shit in the game. So it's funny.
Yeah.
They might have taken that actually out of the game. My bad. Go ahead.
No. That's good. That's good that they did. I mean, like it on screen, it looked good. It looked decent. But there was times like that in this particular fight scene where he was fighting two at a time, and one had a blue lightsaber. That's Soul right there. But there was another scene where he's fighting all the Jedi at once, and then there's a Jedi with a blue lightsaber and another Jedi with a yellow lightsaber. And then it just like if you look at that scene closely, the one with the blue lightsaber, I don't even know what she was doing other than just swinging her lightsaber. It was like in the scene that he's fighting, and then I saw her just like like in the back, like she's not hitting anything. She wasn't hitting anything.
You're right. She wasn't hitting anything. Because I was like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, and then it cuts to them, you know what I'm saying? Like him killing them a little closer, and then like him doing the force shish kebab, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, Bad Ty is right. Like it looked cool, but then when you paused it to see what the fuck was actually going on, there wasn't like two of them, maybe three of them were fighting, and then there was one over in the corner just like wah 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 wah.
Okay, all right.
I'm being serious. He's right.
All right.
I went back and watched it.
Are we micro?
Yeah, absolutely. Because when you say I haven't seen anything a better choreographed scene since Ahsoka, and like I'm just saying, no, I'm not saying that it was a bad choreographed scene. What I'm saying is that it may, if you're just looking at it like for face value and surface level, you're just looking at it, you're just like, oh, you know. But if you pay attention, is what I'm saying. Like when you talk about good choreography is actually doing whatever it is that the scene set asked for. So if they said we're in a battle right now, we're battling, then I expect everybody to be battling. I don't expect one person to be sitting over here because then at that point I'm now fixating on that because it doesn't look like it should be part of the scene. So that's why I critique the things the way that I critique the things when I talk about.
But you looked past all the other stuff to talk about the one. That's what I'm talking about. Like that's
when you say all the other stuff. Okay, all the other stuff, like what? The fact that the fact that he chops people's lightsabers and makes their lightsabers not work.
He threw a lightsaber. It went through all the trees. Once they got done, The trees all fell down. They proceeded to fight. As they're fighting, he keeps stopping the lightsabers with his helmet. Like, that's not some new, that doesn't happen. He's fucking up. They don't have any way to fight other than with lightsabers, which is something that could be said as well. When it comes to the point where he goes face to face with Soul, they actually didn't have any lightsabers. They had to do like kung fu for a couple scenes, which I'll admit was slightly lackluster, but at the same time, I think they're introducing the aspect of the martial arts within the Jedi arts as well. So to say, all right, well, there's this big fight scene, but there's this one guy in the background who wasn't really fighting. It's like, all right, yeah, we can probably go through the entire Clone Wars. We can go through all of the scenes, and we can notice that there'll be some person who's in the background just not doing much. But damn, it doesn't take away from the gravity. Now, don't get me wrong, huge flaws within the show that need to be discussed. But I think we're getting nitpicky when we're talking about like the one person in the background who may have swung his sword a couple times, who was clearly there. They didn't pay the money for the training. They like, why are we gonna train the dude? He's gonna die. He was the one dude who got called down from Star Trek who didn't have a name. We knew he wasn't making it back up when they beamed back up. We knew it was happening. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't
let me ask you this. When you saw Obi-Wan and Anakin have their lightsaber battles, and Obi-Wan and Yoda and all of them have their lightsaber battles, nobody was sitting there critiquing. I wasn't sitting there saying, oh, there was somebody in the background not fighting.
No, because that is a one-on-one battle between two individuals. What we saw was a little bit of a battle royale. So what is more comparable to what you're describing would be the actual attack on clone scene, where all the Jedi were fighting, and Samuel L. Jackson amidst that finds a way to decapitate Jango Fett. And if you were to look at that scene, you would be saying, yeah, Mace Windu cut the head off. But did you see in the background there was one dude who was swinging a pink lightsaber? I ain't like that shit. That's what I'm saying. Like, you make a valid point, but you look past the dope shit to point, and that's what Star Wars fans are doing. I feel like in most instances now, it's valid points. Don't get me wrong, but I think sometimes it helps. The ability to nitpick for Star Wars fans has become a feature of Star Wars fandom, I believe. And for me and folks, dare I say, like Yvette Nicole Brown, who also is an enthusiast, I feel like we are glass half full people, and bad times.
I disagree with you. I think that it's not. I don't think it's just it's isolated to Star Wars. I think there are people out here that are not willing to just be happy with mediocrity, and that's and I think we had and if I'm speaking for myself, which I am, this is more or less about the time that was given and the time that was taken away from movie making when we had the pandemic and everything like that. So we let everybody off the hook because everybody was going through pandemic. So there was a lot of there was no movie making, there was no screenwriting, a lot of the stuff that was going on. Now we're back in the flow of things, and ever since we've come back. And this is again not isolated to just movies, but the quality of everything in life has gone down, but the quantity has gone up. So I'm saying that to quantify, like, when it comes to inflation and the way things are, like, and when you go to the places that you used to eat that used to be good, but now they charge more, but they're giving you worse service. This is where we're at as a society, where mediocrity is being accepted. Or because we were so fiended out for content that now it's like, oh, we'll let stuff slide. But what we've seen in the Star Wars universe is that quality has gone down significantly each thing. So when you make a statement that, oh, this is like the best thing since Ahsoka, I'm saying the best thing since Ahsoka, obviously, yes.
Not the show,
not the show. But what I'm saying,
and specifically also not since Ahsoka, but since the Mandalorian introduced us to Ahsoka. So
yes, you're right, absolutely. Let's make sure we qualify that. So, but
Don't put that
yeah,
evil
yeah.
on me, Ricky Bobby.
But
He-
no.
Yeah.
But you're just making my point even more because Ahsoka was one of those things that has
Right.
like this the
Agreed.
bar
Agreed.
has steadily gone down, and here we are
Agreed.
with the Acolyte. And I said this before, like I don't want to badmouth the show too much because I really want to see more projects like this and everything like that. But when it comes to those things, when it comes to choreography, which I feel like is one of the more simpler forms of movie making when it comes to you have you have a choreographer who gets with certain key members of the cast and they work on a skill until they perfect it and then they go in the scene with it. I feel like this is one of those things where this is just it becomes, is it laziness or is it bad writing? And then that's what I see. So when I see stuff like that, when you have a scene like this that has the potential to be epic, and then you have, somebody, because again, this is such a confined space, even though it's multiple people, that was a very small space and window for all of this stuff to go on. So with that happening, you're going to fixate on everything that happens in that scene because it's so compacted. So when I'm looking at that scene, I'm seeing everything that's happening within that scene. And so when I see that it's 6 against 1, and I think it was like 6 against 1. When I see 6 against 1 and I see everybody coming at this dude at the same time, and I'm like, yo, this dude is fighting his ass off, but what the hell is she doing?
Oh, well, hold on. Let me also exploit that real quick, and then I want to try as we did with HO. I want to try to ask Steph something real quick. Let me point out something that he said, which I thought was actually good. One of the best lines of this most recent show. Mm-hmm. All right, spoiler alert. Giving spoilers. All right, I already put up the sign, so I'm gonna go ahead and say it right now. Spoiler alert. But unfortunately, one of these motherfuckers ain't make it. It may or may not have been this motherfucker right here. Anyway, so when so when that happens, when Soul confronts old boy about it, he's like, yo, you killed Jackie. And he was like, he's like, she was a child. He's like, you brought her here.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That shit was cold, bro. That shit was cold. I felt that shit. I was like, ooh, you did bring that child out here to fight what may have been one of the most dangerous villains. And you took that. And so here's why I think the misstep is taking place. I think the misstep is taking place is they fed us this story from the point of view from the Jedi.
Right. Mm-hmm.
That's where they fucked this up. This should have been given from the complete opposite perspective. Absolutely. We should have learned this story through the eyes of May, not Osha, the entire time from jump. And that, I think, is a paralyzing effect for this particular show. But I want to ask this real quick because I want to talk a little bit of boys before we go. I know Steph is also, because she's so busy being a superstar and working and saving lives and entertaining at the same time and finding ways to date, I think, at times. You know what I'm saying? That's what she do. I want to ask Steph. So, Steph, I know that you don't have the schedule, the time, the bandwidth to be able to handle this stuff. So just from a situational standpoint, I want to ask you, you've kind of heard us talk about Acolyte. I know we had, those of you who've been with us for quite some time, you know our journey with Steph and, you know, the boba tea and the book of Busta Rhymes, or whatever the fuck you used to call it. We know Steph has an affinity for Star Wars, and dare I say we made a little bit of headway. All right, maybe not. So my question for you is, I want to see how you would react. So you are a mother of twins, all right? Training your kids on your own planet where you done worked yourself up to boss level witch. You know what I'm saying? You just trying to keep the peace, keep your family fed, but you a little religious. You know what I'm saying? You have your religious ways. Y'all do y'all thing to keep the sun moving, and some of those are rituals that are going to be passed down, like our ancestors passed down rhythm to us. And while you're living peacefully on this land with your partner or whomever, a group of police show up at your door and basically are saying, now I want to preface this the right way. So y'all keep me honest on this, okay? Keep me honest, Ty. Keep me honest. Yes, Nolly as well. They're not showing up saying we demand your children. Although that is the inference, but what they say instead of we demand your children is we think one of these kids is extremely special and could do a lot of good for the universe. We just want to see whether or not they qualify, because we believe that we sense a presence of something very, very special around here. Will you allow us to test to see if your kids are what we think they are? Now,
you've lost it. You've lost it.
Now, okay, all right. Now that is good cop. All right. Bad cop is in the back going, give me your goddamn kid.
We see them. We know they're there. We know they're here.
I just saw one pop out between that lady's legs.
I hear, and so I can detect when an iPad is on 2%. Like that's what kids don't charge the iPads. So the question now is, because this is a situation that actually happened in this show. The question is, do you grapple with these police? Say, fuck that. It's my house. You ain't coming to my goddamn house. Who the fuck? I know my rights. Or are you on the, all right, if we want them to go away, because you know how you go, they gonna keep fucking with us. If you want them to go away, let's just let them test the goddamn kid right quick, bro. You know what I'm saying? They ain't, I mean, so what? We know they ain't who they think they is. So let's just let them go ahead and do the little shit right quick so we can go ahead about our lives. Or do you say, what kids? Kids? I know of no such thing. Fuck you talking about? Ain't no kids around there, man. Who the fuck told you that? You got some bad info. What would you do in this scenario? Mind you, the risk of your kid being the one that's qualified, or both of them, and then them saying, well, now that we know that this child is special, we need to take her to train her to utilize this talent that she has for the better of the good of the universe, of the galaxy. That's the risk. The risk is that she might actually be as special. Do you want her to go? Do you say, fuck that? It's my child?
You'll never see her again. Also,
yeah, you'll never see her again.
And they're going to teach her to not like you.
Yeah, there'll be no connection with your child ever again.
So these are cops?
They're Jedi. At the time, we didn't know in this timeline, Jedi work for the government. They're not like the Jedi we know from the latest installations where they're social
workers. They're social workers. They're not even the police, because like the police at least come through with badges and jurisdiction.
Right.
They come through like, yo, we heard y'all got kids. Let me see them. Because really you don't have a choice. You really don't have a choice. Like, this is the part that Vince is kind of glossing over. Go ahead. It's like you don't really have a choice.
It's against the law for them not to be tested, basically.
They're doing this request with the guns on their hips at the door, ready to, they're like, if you don't mind, but at the same time, we are armed. And
they're basically saying to you, Steph, we don't have a warrant, but we could get one. So either way, we're gonna get what we want. So you can work with us now,
the hard way,
or we can come back with the warrant and we'll take them forcefully. But either way, we're gonna get your kids and we're gonna test them. So
pretty much.
It's definitely a no. It's definitely you don't have a warrant, buy, and then take the kids and try to run. I mean, can I fight? Because if I can fight, I'm fighting.
That's the problem. You're outgunned. All you have is your Wiccan crew and some spells. You might be able to outsmart them, but no. The answer basically is no. You do not have a chance if you're going to do a hand-to-hand combat fight, or gun-to-gun for that matter. This is the police. I mean, they saying social worker, but they are armed.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're outnumbered.
Even without the lifesavers, the force, they got the force. They don't even need the lifesavers.
Exactly. I was about to say, even though there's 4 of them, you're outgunned, you're outnumbered, you're outsmarted, you're outmanned. In every case in point, you will lose if you don't do as they say.
Now, Steph, I see the hamster wheel churning, and I see it's difficult because you're like, all right, give me more context. But just to kind of make it clear, that's the situation this young lady is in. She was confronted with the Jedi, and they told her, bring us your kids and let us test them so we can see if they qualify to be so good in life that they have to forget you. And what the show is basically exposing is the flawed mechanisms of the Jedi Council and how this is what we in our world, we grew up with Jedi being the hero. But now we're being exposed to the concept of them being some fucked up individuals with a fucked up doctrine that could potentially cause even more hazard than it does good. And with that, I think it might be worth a watch if you get a chance. But I want you to think about that and maybe come back next week with what you might have done, because we about to run out of time right here. But I think we stumped Steph. Like, I think we can always, now we've developed the consistency. The first instinct is for Steph to fight. Like, in all instances, like, there's the first instinct when she was Rhaenyra, she's like, I don't give a fuck. Yeah, I'm coming. I'm burning everything down. She's like, when they got a bigger dragon, I don't give a fuck about a little big ass dragon. You know what I'm saying? And now she's like, oh, they come up for your kid. Like, I don't give a fuck. Can we fight?
I mean, that sound like a mother. That sound like a mother to me. That sound like a mother to me. Mother, I don't know one mother. I don't know one good mother in this world that is not willing to go to war for their kids.
Oh, I know that's
not one. Name your weapon. That's what that's that. Name your weapon and let's go. That's what I feel like, man. But once you see it, Steph, you'll see that there's no choice in the matter. The Jedi are pulling up to everybody's residence like, yo, you got kids?
We're testing.
All right.
I just think they missed an opportunity to go deeper with the Jedi villain.
Absolutely.
They missed an opportunity.
The writing is terrible. The writing's terrible. Yeah. Like, yo, I highlighted a question because I know we don't have much time, but he did bring up a good point. Mike Onassis said, so was Sith Kamar, I guess that's the name, Kamir, on the planet with May and Osha's clan because he act like he was when talking to Soul. And this is my problem with the writing, is the fact that they're not giving us enough backstory. They're giving us backstory on shit we don't really care about. Right. If when it comes down to the Kamir, yes, he did have a interaction with Soul in that moment, and they talked with familiarity of each other. There was a level of familiarity in that moment, like, yeah, and so you're like, well, how do these? I don't know. I don't think that
not of Soul. I'm just saying, like, of any. I think maybe like of any of them. You know what I'm saying? Like, because like he said, you know, he wants to be free. So I think he was like a Padawan. You know what I'm saying? And like he was sent there, like with one of them. You know what I'm saying? To that planet to like, and then he just decided after with the fire that he might have. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't. There's no other way to explain it. You know what I'm saying? Any otherwise, like how he got there.
And that's kind of the point, Yaz, is that the writing is so. It's so all over the place that the assumptive nature of the audience or the fan is going to come into play because you have no real context to go on. So that's why I'm like, this is really bad writing when you think of what you're doing if you're trying to get the audience enthralled in the storyline. This is so convoluted. Like you're just like, what I don't know what purpose he has. Like how could he be a Padawan but then surpass all of the masters? This dude took down 6 Jedi and flew them across the whole screen.
I mean, well, real quick because we got to go. I think that if I was a member of the writing staff, I would say, well, the notion is that once you release yourself of the bondage of the Jedi and how they force you to have all of these
the mindset
regulations, once you release your mind, what you learn is that you're more powerful when you're not inhibited. But let's talk about it a little bit more on a later date because we got to go. We down to the last couple seconds. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. We didn't even get to talk about the boys this week, which is cool because honestly, this last episode was, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But there's a lot going on that show as well. And there's even room for discussion. I want to shout out Alonzo and his people for rejecting me. My first official rejection of an interview, like literally was like, no, thank you. I was like, normally they just ghost me or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes they say, yeah, I'll do it, just don't show. But it was one of the first few times it was like, appreciate your interest, but we would like to pass at the opportunity at this time. And I was like, well, you know what? I respect that. I don't know, but it is what it is. But good luck on your homeboy. Looking forward to seeing what these shows bring next week. week. But as for everybody who just pulled up, thank you, Twitter, Twitch. Ty, real quick, 10-second shout out, man.
Thanks for everybody in the comment section. Y'all are awesome, like y'all always are. But we want to grow. We want to keep on giving you this content. So if you could hit that like, hit that subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. But we want to keep on doing this. So big ups, everybody. Thank you again.
Thank you, Steph, for hanging around this shit. We know you didn't watch. And
Yes.
thank you, Nolly, for sticking around as in your medicated state. And thank you at the crib, man, for being what you is. If you is what you is, and you know you dope, don't be nobody other than yourself. Be your authentic self. If you're not, you're being fake. And in all things, as we always say, if you a geek, go ahead, let that geek flag fly. Pull on up. We'll see you next week. Oh, wait, we off next week. We'll have a show, but pull up.
I love the new blurred order. You should too.